Hi friends, welcome to this video again today. I am happy to be sharing with you again. If you see that I have a red face today too, it's nothing to worry about. I was out in the sun yesterday or the day before I recorded this, whenever you see it. And so I got sunburnt out in the sun and wind. We're actually all kind of like that, but I'm totally fine and it's actually not too bad. Yeah, I can feel it a little bit and don't want to scratch my face or something, but it's not too bad. Otherwise, everything is fine. Today I want to share about praying for your husband and how we wives have a special place in that we are of the closest people to our husbands' lives, and we can pray for them in more specific ways than almost anyone else could. And so I want to encourage you with that today. This video is not really made for struggling marriages. It's not for women who are necessarily struggling in their marriage or struggling with their husbands. I hope you can be blessed by it too, but not everything in this video might apply because I have a good husband. He's not perfect, of course. I'm not perfect, but he is a good husband and we have a happy marriage. And so this video is meant more for those situations because it will simply apply more. And if you're struggling in your marriage, I pray that you would find the answers, and you can pray for your husband and pray for yourself, and God will lead you in the direction in what you need to do. So back to praying for husbands. Since we are this close to our husbands, we can have this special privilege of praying for him. Pray for him when he's at work, if he works away from home or even at home. Pray that God would bless him wherever he is and guide his hands, guide his mind, whatever he is working with. Keep him safe in his job. Help him to be a blessing to others. All those are things you can pray for your husband. Pray for your marriage. Pray that God would bless your husband, that together you could be a picture to the world of the love of God, that God would help you to be the wife you need to be, that God would help your husband to be the husband he needs to be. If there's issues you have with him, I'm not saying never go talk to him, most certainly do, but take them to the Lord especially, because God has a plan for your life and for your husband's life too, and he can use you both. Sometimes he can use the imperfections of the one or the other to draw us closer to himself. And so all is not lost just because it's not the way you dreamed of it all to be. Pray for your husband as the father of your children. I love to see my husband as the father of our children. He does a very good job at it. And I can pray for him that God would bless him in that, bless him in what he does, and help him to continue being a good father, and help him also to show the children, our children, a picture of who God as a father is. Pray for your husband in difficult times. Maybe he's going through some struggles that aren't necessarily yours. They're his own struggles. And sometimes it can weigh us down as wives. We can learn to leave it in God's hands. And if your husband is having a difficult time, to take it to the Lord too, that God would be able to bless him and lead him through this time, and that he would be able to trust the Lord in this time. Pray for the decisions your husband must make. I'm often grateful that I'm not the one making the final decision. I mean, I make the decisions of my own personal life and where, but as a family and as our home and our property and everything, it's nice sometimes to not have to make the decision myself. Sometimes I'd like to just, take it into my own hands and make the decisions myself, because we're not going to agree on everything every time. But other times I'm just grateful I'm not the one who has to decide. And so I can pray for my husband that God would give him wisdom with the decisions, because in the end it is usually up to him for the big decisions that involve us all. And God can give him the wisdom, God will give him the wisdom, and he can use my prayers to help my husband too. Pray for your husband's spiritual life, that he would be able to have a close relationship to the Lord, that he would love God's word. If you have concerns, take them to the Lord and let the Lord lead. Another thing you can pray about or for your husband is thanking the Lord for him. If you have a good husband, If you have a husband, yes, he might not be perfect, but he's doing the best he can for you and your children and your family and your home. Thank the Lord for him, because it is a blessing. It is a blessing that I do not take for granted. And thank the Lord for the gifts that he has given you. It's not something we deserve either. It's not something that I deserve, but it's a gift, and I am thankful to the Lord for that gift. I want to encourage you today to be a blessing to your husband in the small ways, in praying for him, in finding other little ways to bless him, sticking notes somewhere where he will find them, greeting him when he comes home with a smile. All the little things that we can do to bless our husbands. We're sometimes so busy with our children, we almost forget about doing the little things for husband. But I want to do that too, and you can do it too, so that we could be a blessing to him too, and it can be an encouragement for him too. You can also ask your husband if he has any prayer requests that you can pray for him. And if he shares them with you, then take them to the Lord too, together. May God bless your marriage today. Thank you for joining me, and I pray that you'd have a blessed day and that you would find a way to be a blessing to your husband today and to pray for him. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.